Welcome back to Big Country Outdoors, my friends. So my parts came in. Let me show you what we got, what we're working with here. This is what I'm going to put on the legs. So these little guys right here, they're called threaded wood inserts. They've got a 10mm hex on the inside and they're threaded 3/8. I'm going to put these bolts right here, and these are going to go down on the floor to level the container, or level the benches. So with this rounded edge, it'll be easy to turn and you can still get a wrench on them even if they're bottomed out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up. I'm going to turn the camera down and show you. I'm going to do the first one. This will be the first one I've done, so we're going to hope everything works out right. I might have to go up in size on my drill bit. I took a measurement with a pair of calipers out here around the threaded edge, right out here, and I went only about halfway down because they're tapered. They got a little taper to them. And what these are basically what you would see in the bottom of a table that you would screw legs to. And I bought 25 of them right here. I got them off of eBay, called Easy Locks. You can also get them at Home Depot. They're like $5 for 25 of them, $6, something like that. So I took a measurement off the center of 470. So that's a 15-30 drill bit. So we're going to take a 15-30 seconds and we're just going to put a hole right here in the center of this board. So I'm going to turn you down so you can see what's going on. Alright, here's how we're going to do it right here. Just going to take and get us right in the center, or close to the center as we can get. Probably help if they wasn't screwed on here yet. That's why I stopped building the benches in the first place. So we can actually find pretty much center. We'll mark the other ones so we'll know where center's at. And you want to go a little bit deeper than your bolt is. And the key with running a regular drill bit into wood is make sure you go slow and make sure you pick the chips up. So we got a hole. So let's see if these will go down in said hole. I put it on a ratchet because I want to be able to put a lot of downward pressure on this thing and not use a impact on it. Oh yeah, screwing in nice, and they got a little flange on the top of them so they bottom out. So you can only go so deep and then they stop. There we go. And also, another little tip of advice for you is if you need bolts, like these bolts here, don't go to like Fastenal or anything like that and try to buy these. Go to Tractor Supply or Atwood's, something like that. They sell them by the pound. So you can just buy a pound of them. 25 of them cost me $4. And then you just take and thread these down in there, and that's going to be your leveling feet. So whenever you get it set up, we get everything built, when you get ready to level it, all you have to do is screw them out to the desired height that you need to make sure everything's level, and go with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set every one of these down to where they're bottomed out, and then I can always come back and loosen them off if need be. I'm not going to put them very tight. I'm just going to put them down to where they're about finger tight so that I can back them off fairly easily. And we're just going to repeat that process on all of these, and I'll get back with you. Alright, a little update. These benches are complete. The only thing we got to do is put some bracing across the bottom. I wanted to get them all leveled up, then I'll brace them in. In here, the frame is done. I decided I'm going to run a 45 right here. So as you enter the door, it's not just sticking right out in your face. That'll give you a little bit of extra room when you're walking in the door to not hit yourself if you're carrying in a big box or something like that. That little 45 corner right there will make it a whole lot easier. So now all we got to do is lay the MDF up here on top of this one, and yeah, these benches will be complete other than some bracing, and we'll take care of the bracing at a little bit later time because I want to get them level first, and then I'll brace them up. They're pretty solid where they are. I've got them square as far as the legs go, square up and down, square side to side, just using that in a bubble level to get them that way. And then we'll go ahead and put in some cross braces on the legs across the top. I put 5 legs on these, 2 on each end, 1 in the center. I may come back and put a 6th one on the back sides. I don't know, it just depends on how much 4x4s I got left, because I think I'm still gonna have some 4x4s left. So we'll see what we're looking at. So that's where we're at, and keep you posted here. Okay, other than bracing, I have a bench, and she is done. There you go. Have 2 of them. Got this one, and I got the desk in this room back here done, like I just showed you a while ago. So I got that. This is only 29 inches to the top of the boards, and then the 3/4 inch, so it's like 30 inches tall. It's perfect with a office chair all the way up at the top of its height to be able to roll your knees underneath it, and you can let the chair down if it's too tall. Also, I put 3.5 inch bolts in through those threaded connections that I drilled and put in the bottom, so I can actually lift each one of these about 3 inches higher if I wanted to. So if that winds up being too short and I don't like it, I can bring each bench up another 2.5, 3 inches if need be, and that would take it up to 33 inches. The table height on this it's 38 inches was what I cut the 4x4s to. So 38 inches, and then the 3/4 inch top. So it's right at 39, and it's like we're almost at 40, I believe. That was what I was shooting for, was about 40, but I also wanted to make sure I stayed below my sockets. Let's see what the actual height is. The actual height with it is exactly 40 inches, and that's accounting for the head of the bolt coming off the bottom. So it's exactly 40 inches tall. It comes up right to about my belly button. So my arms are basically sitting at my sides, flat out here. I'll show you. Get you out of that wind right there from the air conditioner. Whenever my arms are down to my sides, it's right here. It's the perfect height for working on stuff without having to stoop over, bend up. I can stand straight up, measure whatever I need to, work on whatever I need to. So pretty happy with that. So next steps. What are the next steps? Next step is I also picked up some pegboard. I've got 10 sheets of pegboard. A guy had it on sale, or actually he was selling it. It's used pegboard, but I mean there isn't no holes in it or nothing. It looks like it was just like covering massive amounts of walls with no sockets or anything. And it was $2 a sheet, which was dirt cheap. So I got 10 sheets, and he's got about 70 of them, so I could go back and get more if I needed it. I don't think I'm going to cover the whole wall in pegboard. I believe what I'm going to do is this whole section right here, 16 feet, and I don't know, about to where I can reach, about right here, will probably be pegboard. So that's about 2.5 foot up and 16 feet long. So I might be able to just rip them into 2 foot pieces because they're 4x8s, and then just lay them side by side and run them down. That might work out perfect because I want them above the outlets and below the outlets up there, because remember I told you I was going to have that shelf going up there, and I don't need pegboard behind that. Same thing in that room. I'm thinking about having pretty much, there's no outlets on the roof in there. Still thinking about putting a shelf around the inside in there, but I don't know how how tall I'll make that pegboard, but it's going to have pegboard in there too. The thing about a tiny shop like this, and I'm considering this a tiny shop, or a micro shop if you will, is you want to take advantage of every single area you have. Walls, ceiling, floor space, and countertops. I was wanting to build this shelf tall enough I could put stuff under it, like a rolling toolbox or something, and I don't think that panned out too well. 40 inches to the bottom of this 2x4 is only 38 or 36 inches. Let's see, 3.5 inches off of 40. So I don't have as much room underneath there to actually roll a toolbox under it. So I may build a shelf down there. Be a little inset shelf. It won't be all the way across, all the way out to the front, but just kind of stuff back up in there. That way I have a place to stack some stuff. I know I'll have like I'll have my shop vac underneath there plugged in. I'll have some other little things like that plugged in underneath here. But as far as, I don't want it to be a cluster neither, so I want to make it pretty neat underneath there. Still got a lathe to go right there against the wall, a metal lathe. Probably going to put my mini mill right here on the end of the table, even though the lathe is a combo. It's a smithy mill and lathe combo. But I don't like turning the head whenever I could just have a dedicated mill sitting right here on the end plugged in and just use it for whatever I need. So that may be what I do there. I know I'm going to keep the little mini mill for that because I do a lot of projects with it. I'm going to have a bench grinder mounted here somewhere. My belt sander will be mounted here somewhere, but I want to make sure and leave a good section of this open. At least close to 8 feet of it open to where I can do any kind of projects I need to do on a full 2-foot workbench. Also the toolbox, which we will get in here and do a review on it when we get it in here. The toolbox is the US General 44 and with the side box, and I'm going to put a 3/16 plate on top of it and mount my vise to the top of that rolling cart. I'm going to set it against that wall. Whatever I need it, I can just pull it out. That'll save me from having to mount it on the end of this, because it would have to be on the end of one of these benches is where I'd have to mount it so I could have the rotation of everything. So it'd just be better to mount it on that and not worry about it. So I'm just going to mount it onto that rolling cart, and that way I can free up the end of this bench. And with that being 45 down there, I wouldn't be able to put it down there neither. So that's the update. That's where we're at. Air conditioner seems to be doing okay. I had to change it out and go and get a 12,000, and I put the 18,000 that I told you was $429. I put it in the house. This one was $329, so there's a little bit of a price difference there. You can take off $100 off of the last video's price. I've already accounted for all the price on this in the last video, so I'm just going to upload this one. I won't have the prices down in the bottom. I may put something down there and just say refer to, or just put the total from the other video. Alright, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Come back and see another video when we start building the shelves on this side.